Welcome to First Things First. I am Jenna Wolf, alongside three other guys who will join me very shortly. Nick Wright, Brandon Marshall, and Kevin Wilds on what was a very, very big, important weekend across our country this weekend. A very, very big, important weekend in the NFL, believe it or not. We'll focus on the NFL side of things. And we will start with the Bucs and the Saints. Saints beat him the first time around. Brady was supposed to exact revenge. Guys, what's the opposite of that? Because that's what Brady did. 209 yards, 3 picks, 0 touchdowns. Meanwhile, old Drew Brees looked excellent. 4 touchdowns as the New Orleans Saints bury the Bucs by a score, guys, of 38-3. They now improve to 6-2. They are now tops in the division. Here's Bucs quarterback Tom Brady after the loss.
I certainly have to play a lot better, and turning the ball over against a good team never helps. We just didn't play the way we're capable of playing. Everyone's got to do a lot better, and it starts with me. And get back to work tomorrow morning and try to make it a better week.
Accountability right there by Bucs quarterback Tom Brady. Brandon, I'll start with you. Was last night more about the Saints' dominance, or was it more about Tampa's ineptitude from start to finish, basically?
You know what? This is the best thing that could have happened to me. Yesterday, Jenna, everything went wrong for me. The Seattle Seahawks getting beat by the Buffalo Bills, and then Tom Brady playing the way he did last night. And now Nick Wright's internet is out. So this is the best thing that can happen for me, talking about my quarterbacks on Monday morning without Nick Wright. That is so awesome. We'll get him back in a couple minutes here. But look, it was a little bit of both, Jenna. When you look at how this team prepared, you got to start with the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints was well coached. They out-coached Tom Brady. Oh, Nick's back. No!
I'm back. I'm back. I see what y'all tried to do. No, Brandon. No out-coaching. No, none of this. I see what y'all tried to do. One moment before the show started, y'all tried to cut me off and censor me. I'm not going to allow it. It's not going to happen. How are you guys doing this very good morning?
Okay.
Top of it.
We are good. I was just getting into my...
Go ahead,
So, Nick,
please.
this is what I was saying.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Look, you did a great job. You were one of the only ones last week that said that the Saints will beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? Everybody's high on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and how they've been playing the last couple weeks. But you stood up there, you had take integrity, and you said, no, the Saints will get it done. So great job to you for having that integrity on your side. Now let's look at the game. When I look at this, man, I look at Sean Payton. Sean Payton had this team prepared. They were ready to go. On the offensive side for Tampa Bay, they couldn't protect Tom Brady. They couldn't get the receivers open. The defensive side, Drew Brees had an answer for everything Todd Bowles threw at them.
Everything.
So for me, it's less about the personnel. It's less about effort. It really comes down to X's and O's. And I just think that the New Orleans Saints outcoached the Tampa Bay Bucs last night.
So Wilds, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, because I'm hearing some conflicting reports, and I know there are some folks in Tampa who believe once all the fair and legal points are counted, the Bucs are going to win this game. And Tom Brady's got a good friend who's an expert in this matter. So we're going to operate under the assumption that this result's going to hold, but we're not certain of it. But if it does hold, Wilds, the Bucs are in real big trouble. They scored the opening touchdown on their opening drive of the season against New Orleans. In that game, New Orleans then outscored them 34-10 over the next 3+ quarters. And last night, it was 38-0. First 5 drives of the game for the Tampa offense, 4 3-and-outs and 1 2-and-out with an interception. In those first 5 drives, Tom Brady was 4 for 11 with 27 yards and a pick. And you do start to wonder, why would this game be any different if it's played in the postseason? And you also start to wonder, Wilds, can Tampa's offense sustain itself in the face of any pressure on the passer whatsoever? because you are not going to play consecutive playoff games against teams without a pass rush. And it looks like there is the Tampa offense with a clean pocket, Brady with time, and a totally different version of that team if you can get to Tom Brady and create some pressure.
Yeah, well, we keep on talking about Tom Brady's weapons. We probably need to talk more about his shields. Because we talked about it last week, Nick. We hey, this offensive line has played 98% of their snaps together, way more than any team in the NFL. Surprise, surprise, Marpet goes down, and everyone's like, what's going on with this team? I'll tell you what's going on. If you pressure Tom Brady, they lose football games. And Brandon, I'm not an NFL coach, and I wouldn't stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning trying to scheme old play tapes from 1988, figure out how to beat the Bucs. I would just be like, hey, you got to sack Tom Brady. Okay, guys, let's go out to lunch. That's all there is to it. And he looked really bad, but he looked really normal. And I know it's like, everybody wants to make such a big deal about the weapons. Nick, the guy threw touchdowns to 77 Patriots in his career. And once you get through Gronk and Randy Moss and Hall of Famer Julian Edelman, Welker and Deion Branch and Troy Brown, there's 70 other guys. Weapons is not the key to Tom Brady's success. It's a clean pocket and protecting him. And if the Bucs can't do it, I think they're in real trouble.
Well, I got a question for Brandon, because I think those are all great points, Wilds. But if you didn't watch this game and you see that highlight clip and you see the stats we just showed, you would think the Saints, that Brady was under duress the whole game. The lion's share of that pressure, those sacks and those hits, came once the game was already out of reach.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
On those opening drives, it was just exactly right. The game was already over. Two things stuck out to me, Brandon. Yes, Brady wasn't sharp and was missing guys, but Tampa went into the game clearly saying, we're not even going to try to run the football. Like, to me, that was the story early. The defense couldn't stop New Orleans, but the offense was not even trying to run the football early, and I think that put them in a hole even before Brady was under duress.
Yeah, they got to get the running game going. That can help out Tom Brady, can help out everybody on that team. But look, Nick, when I was watching the first quarter and the second quarter, the reason why I said they were out coached is because you saw Dennis Allen obviously match up Lattimore against Mike Evans. For some reason, Lattimore has Mike Evans' number. And this is one of the most premier top 5 wide receivers in the NFL. But he can't seem to catch a ball against Lattimore. And I love Mike Evans. But then, when you look at everybody else, they still had Gronk. They still had Godwin, and they couldn't get open. They had an awesome scheme against what Tom Brady and Byron Leftwich was throwing at these guys. So for me, when you look at Sean Payton, he's one of the best at preparing for Sunday. And he outcoached Tom Brady, Leftwich, and Bruce Arians last night.
All right, guys, well, that loss drops the Bucs to second place now in the NFC South, trailing those Saints. Hey, moving on, if I told you Russell Wilson went up against Josh Allen yesterday and one of them had a terrible day, who would you pick? Wait, don't answer. We got to take a break. We will get to it next. First things first.
Jenna, they knew I was going to